I do know with the Titan sub though that the Ocean Gate website, basically they wiped themselves clean now. Like if you know, a little while ago I posted that they basically canceled all further excursions or whatever expeditions, but they've like wiped their website now. Like they're trying to get rid of themselves basically, or any trace of them on the internet, as you can imagine why, right? Okay, so I want to do a little rundown, guys, on Carlee. So quick recap for anybody in here. I'll just do a quick little, for anybody that doesn't know Carlee. Hi, Ral, how are ya? So basically Carlee's 25 years old. She lives in Alabama. We didn't know a lot of information at first, but the police have come out and done like a pretty detailed timeline on exactly what happened. So I'm going to do the police timeline for my little recap here for anyone that's new. Julie, do you think it's a hoax? Kenzie, yeah. I think she made it up. Sad, but I think so. Hey, Laura. Okay, so quick little recap. So this is Carlee, as you guys know. Carlee got off work at about 8:20 on Thursday night a week ago, or 2 weeks ago. Oh my God, guys, time flies. She got off work at about 8:20. She ordered food. Oh, sorry. I'm gonna do it from everything we know so far. So I love those hats. Thanks, Levy. So the police now have surveillance footage of when she was leaving work. When she left work, they can tell that she was sneaking out a dark robe. She had toilet paper and some other items, which they didn't say. They know she was sneaking it out, though, from the surveillance video. There's a lot of guesses as to why she took them. I'll tell you my guesses when we wrap this up here. Just a sec. I'll do my rundown first. So she sneaks out with these items, basically steals them, right? The whole thing's just sketchy. Anyway, she calls in food. She goes to pick up the food, she gets it, and then she goes to a Target. In the Target, she got, thank you guys. In the Target, she got granola bars and Cheez-Its. And then she stayed in the parking lot there. So she got off work at 8:20. She stayed in the Target parking lot until 9:21. So they've been able to track her based on her phone location. So she's in the Target parking lot. They said she was talking to like known people to her. So she was just on the phone talking to friends. We don't know what was being said. At 9:21, she leaves the Target parking lot and she hits the interstate. At 9:24 is when she called. This is Carlee Russell, guys. I'm chatting about Carlee Russell from Alabama, the girl who went missing. At 9:24, so it's the mustache for me. Anyway, at 9:24, she calls 911. She says she sees a toddler on the side of the road. She says it's a male and that it's wearing a diaper. And she says that she's pulled over. The woman, the 911 operator, thanks, AIM, says like, are you stopped? Can you see the child? And she says, yes. We now know that was a lie. So in the press conference, the police officer said she had actually driven, thanks, Hall, 600 meters, which is like 6 football fields, while she was talking to 911. So she was lying. She was not pulled over. She was not looking at the toddler. So she went about 6 football fields length, according to her cell phone data coverage. So they're basically saying there was no child. They didn't come out and say that, but they're saying there basically is no child. So yeah, so then she pulls over. Thank you guys, TGIF, you guys. So she pulls over, she calls her sister-in-law, and her sister-in-law's on the phone with her. She relays what she just said to 911 to the sister-in-law, gets out of the car, and we can see her on CCTV cameras walking behind the taillights, going to the passenger side of her car, hometown. And her sister-in-law said that she heard her ask someone like, are you okay? What's going on? And then all of a sudden she hears Carlee scream, and then she hears nothing. Hey, Connor. The line stays open though, so she can still hear the interstate, but there's no Carlee. The police show up within 5 minutes. I think it was almost like 4 minutes by the CCTV footage. Thank you for the gifts and tapping, you guys. I see you. Anyway, so the police get there. The car is still running. The car door is open. Her wig and her cell phone are on the ground, as well as her purse. Her Apple Watch is in her purse. The takeout food is in the car, but the stuff that she stole from her work is not there. So the dark robe, the toilet paper, the other items are gone. And the stuff from Target, so the Cheez-Its and the granola bars are also gone. It's almost like she packs stuff to be on the run, right? Like this, it's not looking good, you guys. Anyway, that stuff's all gone. So the police have no idea where she is. They're trying to track her down. The police chief has said there was like 40 to 50 police officers on the case. They're all trying to track her down. So for 49 hours, I think it was, Carlee was missing. Apparently, on Saturday night, there was a call to 911 from family members who said that someone claiming that they were Carlee said they were at the Red Roof Inn. And we have the recording from, what is it? The scanner, I guess you call it, the police scanner recording. So the recording is the 911 operator saying that they got a call saying Carlee was at the Red Roof Inn and that family members were going over there. When the police got there, the gentleman who worked there said that no one with Carlee's description checked in or was there or used the phone or anything. But he did say that 6 carloads of her family arrived there. Like they all rounded up the troops and went. So we have not been told yet from the police if that was a prank phone call or if it really was Carlee there contacting them. We don't know. What happened next was at that same night at 10:45, Carlee shows up at her door and she's on foot. Lacey, thanks for joining the family. She's on foot. So she shows up. The family calls 911 and says she's unresponsive but breathing. When the family gets there, however, guys, you need to be polite or my mods are going to mute you or block you. So make sure you're being polite. Remember, it's a real person, real family, right? If you're not interested, though, just keep scrolling. That's how TikTok works, luckily. Thanks, Laura. Anyway, yes, so the family says that she's unresponsive but breathing. When the police and the fire medics get there, she is responsive. They said she was talking. They got like a short statement from her. They did transport her immediately to the hospital. Hi, Maya. She was evaluated. She was treated and released. And that was that. Now, we didn't get much more out of the police Saturday night. That's all we were told. The parents did a little statement. The next morning, her boyfriend, now we're not sure if it's her ex-boyfriend or her actual boyfriend now from what we're hearing, but her boyfriend made a post and in it, he said, basically, be respectful to Carlee. She was literally fighting for her life the last 48 hours. When she's mentally and physically well, she will relay information about her kidnapper. So reading that, I assumed, I'm sure as well as everyone else, that she really was abducted, if that's what the boyfriend was saying. Then the mother made a post. Thank you so much. Thanks, Claire. So the mother then made a statement, and it was from the whole family, the Russells, thanking everyone, saying that they're elated to have their daughter home, that they're loving on her, give them some privacy, etc. They basically said they'd be doing a statement in the next few days because it's an investigation, all that stuff. After that, thanks, Kira, they did go on the Today Show. And everyone is thinking because they went on the Today Show, that's why the police released the statement and told everything they know so far. So I don't know if they got paid to go on the Today Show. That's what people are saying. They're saying it looked bad, etc., etc. I personally don't have an opinion on that. I think they were just doing their statement and that's where they did it. But, everyone thinks their own thing. But basically the police then did a press conference. And guys, it was not good for Carlee, in my opinion. So the first thing they did was they played the 911 call. In the 911 call, Carlee is heard saying that she's on the interstate, that she spotted a male toddler wearing a diaper on the side of the road and told the 911 operator that she was pulled over and could see the toddler, but she was staying in her car. We now know that was not true. So the police said that basically, thanks, Amanda. The police said that basically what happened was she did not stop at that time. She kept driving and they said she went 6 football lengths before she did finally pull over. So even if she did spot a toddler, she was nowhere near where that toddler would have been now. She just kept on trucking. So she was about 6 football fields down. She then called her sister-in-law while she was pulled over on the side of the road. What they said is when they got there, again, they found her wig, they found her purse, her Apple Watch was in her purse. On the side of the road, they found her car running, the door was open, but all of this stuff was gone except for her takeout. Her takeout was still in the car, but the items that she bought at Target, which was Cheez-Its and granola bars, boxes of granola bars, were gone. and the dark robe, the toilet paper, and the other items that she snuck out of her work, aka stole, were also gone. So they revealed all of this in the 911 call, and then they proceeded to tell the timeline of what they know for sure. And then they told us what Carlee's statement said. So what they said in the timeline for sure, guys, does not look good. So they said the day before? The day before she went missing, she had been Googling some disturbing stuff on her cell phone. So she had actually looked up Amber Alerts, and if you have to pay them back, if you have an Amber Alert and it's not needed. She looked up the movie Taken, which of course is about abductions. I don't know if that's important or not, but I mean, who knows why she looked it up. She looked up how to take money from a register without getting caught. Like, that doesn't sound good. They also looked at her work computer, and apparently she also looked up stuff about Amber Alerts on her work computer, including how old you have to be to get an Amber Alert. So when you put all that together, I mean, none of that looks good. This was all the day before and the day of her going missing. She looked all of this up. The other thing that they got was the security footage. They said they can see Carlee walking home, and she's like walking down the sidewalk like nothing's wrong. She's not running. She's not panicked. She's by herself, and she just walks home and knocks on her door. So, I mean, that's not looking good either, right? Like, the whole thing is just... So they did share all of that. Then they shared Carlee's statement and what she told the police. So what Carlee has told the police, again, you can read into it what you want. I'll just tell you what they said. So basically what she's told the police is that she pulled over apparently. Thank you, guys. She pulled over apparently to check on this child. She said when she got out of the car, a man came out from behind a sign, mumbled something about checking on the child as well. She says, grabbed her, threw her over her shoulder, went running into the woods, made her climb over a fence of some sort, put her in a car. So she said she somehow escaped from the car, and then the next thing she knows is she was in the back of an 18-wheeler trailer. She said she heard a woman, she heard a baby crying. She said the man who took her had orange hair and was a big bald spot. She said the next thing that she knew was that she was in a home, and they took all of her clothes off. They apparently took pictures, but there was no SA. She was not harmed or anything, apparently. They had her blindfolded. She said they didn't, thanks, Kira. They didn't bind her because they told her that they didn't want impressions left on her wrists and ankles. She said that in the morning that the woman was brushing her hair. I have heard other people say that they heard that she got her nails done. I did not hear that in the police statement. I did hear about the brushing the hair, but I'm not sure. Yes, all this is from the Hoover Police Department, guys. Check the Hoover PD on Facebook. They were live there. Yeah, if you want to watch the whole press conference, that's where it is. I did do a run-up on my page if you missed any of it. Definitely hit follow if you're interested, because I will for sure be updating on this as we go. So then she said what happened next was that she somehow got put into a car again. They were driving somewhere, and apparently she escaped for the second time. And she said this time she took off running, and she was running through woods. And so, for some reason, it was near her home. Then she ended up on her street. She walked home, and that was that. The police said when she arrived home that she had an injury to her lip. They said she had a tear in her shirt, and that she was saying her head was hurting. They also said she had $107, I think it was, in her sock. They did immediately take her to the hospital. She was evaluated, treated, and released with no issues, and now she's home. They did also share that she has refused a second interview. So they were able to get all this, orange-haired man stole her information, but they have not been able to have a second interview with her now that they know the complete timeline. Now that they know that, she kept driving, she wasn't pulled over when she said she was, all of those strange searches about the Amber Alert, the stealing of the robe and all that from they have not been able to check up on any of that stuff. The update I wanted to share with you guys today, however, is the boyfriend. If you've been following me, you know that when I found the boyfriend's post, so the boyfriend made a post the day after she got back, and in it said, please be respectful of Carlee. She's literally fought for her life for 48 hours, and that when she's well again, you'll be able to know, and she'll tell you about the kidnapper. So I thought if the boyfriend's posting this, she must have been abducted, or she's telling people she was abducted. So apparently what's come out now is the boyfriend has completely wiped out all traces of Carlee from his Facebook. So he took down his concerned posts about her abduction. He took down the post the day after saying that she had been abducted. And he literally cleared all pictures of Carlee from his Facebook. Now, I've been hearing two different things, and I don't know what's true. One thing I've been hearing is that they were broken up. He was the ex-boyfriend and he did this for clout. I have no idea if that's true or not. And the second thing that I heard is that he now knows that she was not abducted, and that he's mad and he took everything down. So I don't know which is true. He is not shared, but it is true that he's wiped all traces of her from his Facebook, including his posts. Isn't the police department known for being racist? Not that I know of, Trin. Not that I know of. I have no idea. What case is this? So this is Carlee Russell, guys. If you're not familiar with Carlee's case, you can check out my page. I have done a couple like wrap-ups and kind of posts on her telling exactly what happened. Thanks, Rena. Yeah, and that's a lot of people are like, why would she lie about this? That's the big $24 question right now is why would she make this up? The whole thing seems so sketchy now just because of the internet searches. Like she was literally looking up Amber Alerts. She was looking up how to steal money from a register without getting caught. Like it looks so bad. The fact that she called 911, said she was pulled over on the side of the road when she really wasn't. Thanks, Tyla. And she drove another like 6 football field lengths down the interstate when she supposedly saw this child. Like it just does not sound good. Why she did this, we have no idea. There's lots of speculation going around. I've seen a bunch of people posting about that the boyfriend cheated and she was trying to get back and stuff like that. I don't know if any of that's true. It has not been revealed yet and, official sources, but that's what it is. What's the boyfriend's name? Emma, I have the boyfriend's post on my page. It's a few down now. If you want to go check it out, it has his name and stuff on the Facebook. The child would be behind the car if she saw it, then drove 6. Absolutely. The child would have been nowhere near here. If she had driven the 6 football lengths, the child would have been long gone, right? Like it just doesn't make sense. So when y'all killing a lie, it's fine, huh? Chrissy, I don't know what you mean, darling. So what about the Red Roof Inn? So the Red Roof Inn, guys, so on Saturday night, apparently the family called 911 to say that someone saying they were Carlee, they said Carlee herself, had called saying that she was at the Red Roof Inn. They contacted 911. 911 went there. Apparently, when they interviewed the fellow who worked there, he said that no one with the description of Carlee was there and that 6 carloads of family arrived, panicked thinking Carlee was there and she was not. We don't know right now if that was a prank phone call or if it really was Carlee trying to contact her family. We don't know. Will she be charged if caught lying? Kira, I'm guessing she will. Like it's a pretty big thing what she did. If it is lies, I'm thinking she's going to be in some pretty big trouble. Yeah, I feel really bad for her family too. The fact that she had to lie about a child being on the side of the road is insane. And I think it's a really good story, unfortunately, right? Like it captured literally the nation's attention by saying that, she was on the side of the road with a child in a diaper. Like anybody, with a heart would have pulled over if that had been the case, I think, and done the same thing. So I think that's why everyone was so invested. Julie, have you heard of the Sherry Papini case? Kenzie, I did, but I don't know anything about it yet. Will she be fined for all the resources I don't think she'll be fined for the resources. I think she's going to be charged personally. She copied Kevin Hart's Comedy Story. Kat, someone else shared that with me today too. I had never watched that until today. We already have a lot going on in this world for someone to lie. Yeah. Her mom knew, but her dad was blindsided like the boyfriend. I think both parents were blindsided. And the police in their press conference actually said that they believe the parents believe their daughter 100% and are just trying to protect her. So I don't think the parents knew. I think the parents are just as shocked as everyone else. And I think like they were up for 3 days straight. They were freaking out. Like it was legit concern. Like yes, I can see your text. You're not blocked. Do you believe that she's lying? Yes, I absolutely do. One of the reporters, guys, in the press conference said to the police officer, or the chief of police, who had a fantastic suit on. Did you guys notice that? Like he obviously just got his hair cut, had a nice suit on for that. But anyway, yes, a reporter said, do we need to be concerned about this kidnapper that she's reported? And he said, no, absolutely not. And he said, is that person still at large, do you think? And he said, no, absolutely not. They do not think that there is this orange-haired person with the bald spot running around anywhere. Okay, I will drop the Carlee conversation for a sec, guys. I'll come back if you guys want after and answer any questions, but let's put up a little picture here of Jon and Kate. So for anyone as old as I am, thanks, Tyla. You guys will, I'm sure, be as familiar with Jon and Kate Plus 8 as I was. Thanks, Laura. I loved this show, and I watched it, the whole time it was out. There has been a ton coming out right now about Jon and Kate. I'm 30 and love this show. Yeah, right? There's so many people that were obsessed with this show. So as you guys know, the whole rundown with Jon and Kate, if you follow Jon and Kate at all, you know that they had 2 children. They wanted another one. They did IVF, and they ended up getting pregnant with, what is it when you have 6? Is it septuplets? Is it septuplets? I feel like that's 7. What is it called, you guys? Put it in the comments here. I'm losing it. Sextuplets? Sextuplets. Okay, sextuplets. Thank you. So they ended up with sextuplets. The cutest freaking kids ever. Like, look at those kids. Anyway, they had 3 boys, 3 girls. And Kate, everybody says she's like the official Karen. Like, she's the legit Karen. Spill the tea, Mary says. I know, right? But basically, everybody loved Jon. He was very chill, laid out. Kate was, extremely anxious, organized like crazy, very rigid. And it just seemed to work, in my opinion, I guess. But anywho, during the show, they did end up getting divorced. They split, and then it became Kate Plus 8. Jon basically got, someone said, hexagon tuplets. I know, right? Like, that's as bad as I am. Jon basically got raked through the coals in the media, guys. If you remember, it was like, he was a drug dealer. He was a terrible dad. He was cheating. He was like, it was bad. And now it's coming out that it was kind of all from Kate's perspective. Jon claims that Kate was having an affair with somebody on the production team, apparently, of Jon and Kate Plus 8. So what happened was in 2022, so back up, hold on. Over the years, Jon stopped being able to see the kids. I don't know exactly how that happens with the whole court system thing, but basically the kids were kept away from him. Jon did not have custody anymore, or just wasn't getting the kids. But over the years, in 2018? I think it was 2018. 2018, Hannah moved in with him, one of the gals, one of the sextuplets. And then Colin moved in with him, one of the other sextuplets. So 2 of the kids ended up moving in with him, and that is it. The kids that live with Jon, the daughter, Hannah, does have contact with Kate, or did, but Colin did not. Colin has not spoken to Kate in like 5 years, and I'll give you the lowdown on kind of what happened there. We've got all the tea now, guys. But Jon has not had contact with the 2 older gals or the other 4 sextuplets in like 5 or 6 years. He's gutted. He apparently has no idea, he says, as to what happened. Hi, Lovey. He has no idea. He said he wishes that someone would just be like, you're an asshole or something, but nobody tells him anything. They just have nothing to do with their dad anymore. So what has now come out, so as the kids were younger, they couldn't really say anything when they weren't an adult, right? Like, they had non-disclosures or whatever was going on. They didn't want, they couldn't go from one side to the other with their parents because of custody issues. Like, the whole thing was messy. But they're now 19 years old. So as soon as they hit 18, Hannah and Colin, the 2 that are living with Jon, actually did an interview with Entertainment Tonight. I think Kate had postpartum depression. I would believe it, right? How can you not having 6 babies? Like, oh. So what has come out now? So in 2022, Colin, Hannah, and Jon all sat down with Entertainment Tonight. I did a few posts on this today if you want to check them out. I shared some of their videos, their interviews, and it's really interesting. But basically what was said was, in 2006, so when Colin was 12 years old, he was put into an institution. So Colin is the son that now lives with Jon. He was put into an institution and had to live there. Like, he was basically being admitted. Kate did it. None of them had been speaking to their dads, remember? So they had nothing to do with their dad. So Jon didn't know. So Colin gets put in this institution and he spends his 13th birthday there and his 14th birthday there. So he spent over 2 years in this bloody institution. That no problem, Salem. Hope everything's okay, honey. So he spent 2 years in this institution. What he says now is like so awful, as well as what Hannah is sharing. And anyway, what he says is the whole time he was there, his mother did not come meet him once. So she did not visit him. None of his siblings visited him, nothing. So he said he finally ended up with his little 12-year-old handwriting, you guys, it's such a sin, but he writes his dad this letter. In the meantime, before he gets the letter, Jon said that he used to go to the kids' school and have lunch with them just so he could see them because he was not able to have custody or visit with them anymore. Kate was not letting that happen. So Jon used to go to the school. He said one day he goes and there's no Colin, he's just not there. So Jon says to the kids, like, where the hell's Colin? And he said the thing that freaked him out the most is the kids wouldn't tell him. They were like, we don't know. We don't know. And from the kids' perspective, Hannah says they didn't know. Their mom didn't tell where Colin went. He was just gone. So he said he went to the guidance counselor and the guidance counselor was like, Colin doesn't go here anymore. He's not registered at our school. He had no idea where Colin was. In the meantime, you guys, Colin writes this sweetest little letter in his little crayon 12-year-old handwriting. And he basically is begging his dad to get him out of this institution. He's saying like, Dad, please come help me. Like, this is where I am. I love you. This is not a joke. I need you. And it is heart-wrenching, guys, to see this bloody letter. In the meantime, people are asking Kate, like, where the heck's Colin? So she, of course, has to now say what's going on. So she shares, hi, Becky. She shares, are there any documentaries I can watch on this? If you, I'll share that in just a sec, Bex. Remind me if I don't. So Kate goes on the show or does an interview and says that basically Colin has special needs is what she said. She refers to it as being fluid and she says that it's not diagnosed yet, but they're working on it. And that, you know, it's been more than she can handle. She was always a Karen, someone said. Yeah, someone else said that. Thanks, Jills. She basically just said that he has these special needs and he's gone to this institution to get help. So that's all she really said on it. So what has now come out, and it's on my page, like I said, I've got the video clips if you want to check them out, but Colin and Hannah just finished. The show is called, I'm going to get it wrong, hold on. The show is called The Dark Side of the 2000s, and it's on Vice TV. On this show, they just had one episode so far, but Colin and Hannah, guys, shared kind of their side of things because only Kate's has ever been out. So what they said was that Hannah basically said that Colin was treated completely different from the rest of the siblings. So she said he wasn't allowed, oh, this kills me. He wasn't allowed to eat with the rest of them. He wasn't allowed to go outside and play with the rest of them. He was like almost ostracized in the house. And Colin shares that, you know, he wasn't a perfect child, but that basically his behavior was no different than the rest of the kids. Like he was just as hyper and happy as the rest of them. But for some reason, Kate had him kind of singled out. So Hannah said that when he went missing and Kate wouldn't share where he was, she was really bothered by it. She said she had a really hard time with it. She didn't understand how her mom could just send one of them away. And then when it came out that the mom had sent him to this institute, Hannah just had enough. She said she was always closer to her dad. So she contacted her dad. The dad went to court, got the custody over Hannah, and he was allowed to take Hannah. Now, in the meantime, Paka, hi, lovey. Thank you for the galaxy and welcome. So Jon, in the meantime, finds out that she shipped off poor Colin to this institute. He's now been there 2 years, and Jon is trying now to get custody of Colin. Jon claims that he spent all of his money. Infamous! He says that he spent $1 million trying to get Colin out of this institute, going through courts. So he's fighting Kate. Oh, thank you. He says he's fighting Kate, and basically it's absolutely horrid what happened. Colin says he goes to court with his dad for the last custody hearing, and Kate doesn't show up, so they just give Colin to the dad. Like, she didn't even show up, guys, for the court date. Like, What kind of mom does that? Anyway, so thank God Colin ended up going and living with his dad. Thanks, nurse. Riri. So Jon ended up with custody of Hannah and Colin. The other kids, they have not seen, they have not spoken to. Hannah has shared that Kate does message her, and she said she has a normal mom-daughter relationship with her. They call each other. They talk frequently through the week. But Colin says he's had no contact with his mom in at least 4 or 5 or 6 years. Since she put him in that institution, he had no contact with her. She just wrote him off. I don't know what the heck ever happened. If she just didn't bond with him or something, but it's absolutely awful. Hannah, unfortunately, it sounds like doesn't really have a relationship with her siblings as good as, what it should be, but Colin has no relationship. So Hannah shares in this documentary that all of the siblings know what happened to Colin and they have nothing to do with him. They've chosen not to have contact. So Colin thinks it's on Kate. He thinks that Kate kind of fed them her side of it, like brainwashing. And so now they have nothing to do with him. So in the 2022 Entertainment Tonight interview that he does, he breaks down and he gets extremely emotional and cries about the fact that he has no relationship with his siblings anymore. And he does say that, he wants to have a relationship with his mom, but he just doesn't. I'm going to post a clip, guys, in the next couple days, and I want you to watch it. My heart, I don't remember this episode. I remember the episode, but I don't remember this portion. But somebody clipped it, and I watched it today, and I was like, oh my God. It's a clip of Kate's birthday, or Mother's Day. I think it was her birthday. But all the kids are at this little flea market thing shopping for her, to pick out their own individual gifts. And Colin finds this mama bear and this little baby bear statue kind of. And Kate's opening all the gifts and oh, thanks, all excited. And she opens up Colin's and he's standing beside her and you can see him, he's just beaming. And she opens it, she's like, oh, it's a mama bear and a baby bear. And she looks at him and he goes, it's me and you, mommy. And she goes, oh, is it? Well, where's everybody else? Did not give two sweet poops about this at all. It was absolutely heartbreaking. You can just see him wanting to bond with her. The other clip is her, she's in the kitchen with all the kids and it's crazy. And Colin comes up and he's like, mommy, I cleaned the playroom. And it's oh my God, of course you did, because you're dying for your mom's attention. And she bends down and she's like, oh, my little Colin. And her reaction was sweet, but he was probably dying for his mom's attention. It was awful. Thanks, Ryan. Anyway, I have shared a few posts about this today. If you're interested, hit follow. I'm going to be updating as the episodes pop up. But the show is called, hold on, I got to get it right again. The Dark Side of the 2000s, and it's on Vice TV. In Canada, I haven't figured out how to watch it yet, so I've only been able to watch clips of it here and there as I can find them on YouTube. But in the States and elsewhere, you can find it. It's streamed through certain things. You can also go right to Vice, V-I-C-E, vicetv.com, and there's an app, but I tried in Canada and the app doesn't work. Nothing plays here, of course. Unless I can maybe get a different VPN. Someone will have to show me how to do that. But anyway, if you want to watch it, that's what it's on. The interview from Entertainment Tonight from 2022, you can find on YouTube. It's very interesting. I do have a bunch of clips of it shared on my page. But it's extremely interesting. Now, the drama. So let's get to the drama with Maddie. So I am going to pull this up so I can read it to you. I'll give you the lowdown first. Maddie is one of the older gals. Maddie basically has been crickets in all of this. She's never really come forward and said much. She has now broken her silence, guys. So once Colin, sorry, I forgot another important part in the series that's just come out. Colin basically accuses his mom of abuse. So the person who's interviewing him, thanks, Laura, says to Colin, so are you saying your mom abused you? And he's like, yeah, that's exactly what I'm saying. He said, I started telling people, my mom caught wind of it and shipped me off to this institution. So Colin thinks that's why his mom got rid of him, is because I don't know if it was abuse, guys, or neglect. We've all seen Kate, on the show spanking her kids in public and stuff. Who knows what the hell happened behind the scenes, but not good. So when Colin came out and said that, apparently the family has been getting a ton of nasty messages and stuff. One of the things was Maddie. So Maddie apparently has been getting a bunch of hate mail and hate messages for cutting Colin out. So this is what she posted the other day on her Instagram. It has since been removed. It was just in her stories, so I think it times out. She has also wiped her Instagram, so there's no posts anymore at all, except for like paid things, I believe. But this was posted, so I'll share it with you guys. I'll make it big so I can, did I delete it? Son of a gun. Hold on, guys. I deleted it. I gotta go grab it. Hold on. First post. So she made 2 posts. One I'm gonna have to really zoom in on because it was long. So I'll zoom in and read it to you guys. So this is the first, oh my God, look how long it is, eh? Wait, can I not? Okay, I can't read it on here. I'm gonna have to go on my phone and read it. I will just switch my picture here. I'll go on my other phone and read it to you guys. It's not gonna shrink enough for me to be able to read it to you. So this is from Maddie. I'll grab my other picture of Jon and Kate here. Okay, hold on. So she posted this, I believe it was Wednesday on her Instagram. I believe this has expired. It was just in her stories that she posted it. Let me see if I can grab it. Okay, here it is. All right, so. Oh, like she must be getting a ton more hate from this. This is not good. Okay, clear. Okay, so it says, now I'm going to try and read this, but it's small on my phone, so if I make mistakes, you know why. Okay, so it says, I've never wanted to have to speak up about this in order to protect my brother and his ability to live privately after the conclusion of our family's TV show. But I've been overwhelmed by hate messages in the last few days, and I feel I must set the record straight. I do not owe my allegiance to any persons who has physically threatened me. So this is her accusing Colin of doing this. Physically threatened me and every member of my immediate family, some incidents as recent as last year. This is what I don't understand. He's saying he hasn't had contact with them in 5 or 6 years, and they're saying the same thing, but now she's saying he's threatened them. Like, I don't know. Okay. Further, I will never allow someone who has exhibited hateful and even violent behavior towards others based on their racial identity, gender identity, or religious beliefs to be in my life. So she's accusing him of some pretty nasty stuff here. Kindness, tolerance, love, and acceptance are some of the core values in my life, and I refuse to compromise them for anyone, even my brother Colin. Hold on, I gotta get the other page. There we go. Even my other brother Colin, who has unfortunately made his opinions very clear in private. So she's saying this is all through private text messages to her, apparently. For me, there is no further conversation to be had about building a relationship with anyone in my life after reaching the point of physical violence and hate speech. I cannot speak any further on why Colin has done these things, just that I have witnessed them. Thanks, Liz. I've had hundreds of people messaging my private accounts with the most hurtful words you can imagine in the last few days and without knowing the full truth of what we've been through. I'm asking for peace and something and no more hate messages going forward. So this is what she posted, and then she shared this. This was a little while after that one. So this one says, by the way, I'm not the authority on what trauma others have experienced, but I am the authority on what I have experienced, and I've reluctantly shared that with you today. To those of you saying my brother was a child who experienced trauma, and so I must swiftly forgive and forget, please remember that I was a child too. I have empathy for him and what he's been through, but that doesn't erase the trauma I've suffered at his hands. At his hands, he was like 12 when he went away. We are real people living real lives, not just characters on your TV, which means there is so much you will never know about our lives. That I do agree with. There's no need to take sides. Please just be kind. So that is what Maddie has posted to, in the last few days since this special has come out on Vice TV. With Colin and Hannah both sharing what's going on. So like I said, Hannah went on and said basically that Oh, yes. Kate's posted as well, guys. Hold on. I'll read you Kate's. I actually haven't read Kate's yet. Someone just sent it to me. So I've not seen this. But the update is on. Please check on your other phone. Okay. Sorry, I'm just seeing some other people sending me updates as well. Okay, hold on. It's Jody who sent it to me. So it is, am I able to, yep, okay. Okay, this is from Kate Plus My 8. So this is her Instagram account. So this, I have not read this. This is hot off the press here, guys, from Kate. So it says, I have never wanted to have to do this, but okay. I thought this might've been the same as Maddie's, but it's not. But I feel I've been backed into a corner and left with no choice. Although it saddens me to do so, I need to speak out now. Oh, you guys, I'm dying. What is she going to say here? Okay. My son, Colin, whom I love with all my heart, has received multiple psychiatric diagnoses over the years. For the safety of myself, his brothers and sisters, and for his own well-being, he was placed in a facility following years of outpatient treatment, which proved insufficient for his needs. She's buckling down, guys. The decision to admit him was made by emergency room doctors following one of his many attacks/outbursts. This one involving his use of a weapon. Fast forward to the present day, and following Jon's removal of Colin from treatment, my son's unpredictable and violent behaviors have sadly continued it says regardless towards Jon, Hannah, and others around him. Okay, so she is now accusing Colin of being violent and unpredictable with Jon, Hannah, and others. Then she continues, Colin's distorted perception of reality is one of the many issues that he has always struggled with. I'm going to remind you, though, Hannah was in this documentary as well, backing Colin and saying that he was never treated properly in his home. And Jon was also on these interviews. So remember that part. As many people who have family members grappling with mental health issues can attest, it is rarely and sadly surprising when complete fabrications occur. Thanks, Riri. And is just another heartbreaking facet of this fight. All parent-child relationships are complex, but when mental illness is involved, it is incredibly complicated and painful, and certainly not easy for others on the outside to understand. All measures that were taken in our home were at the explicit recommendation of his pediatric psychiatrist and or his team of specialists, and were put into place to safeguard every member of our family, our friends, as well as our family pets. That doesn't sound good. Unfortunately, I believe Colin remains a very troubled young man who continues to need a lot of help. His brothers and sisters and I have not been directly involved in his life due to his history of unpredictable behavior and violent tendencies towards us. What his sister Maddie posted on social media recently is completely accurate, and I deeply appreciate her bravery in doing so. This is all I have to say on the matter, and I will not be discussing this subject any further at this time. Guys! I don't know what to think right now. First of all, if that's your son and you're saying he's all those things, why would you cut him out of your life though? Like why? I don't know. I don't know what to think, you guys. The other thing is I have heard in the interview from 2022, Colin says that he wants to go into the military. And I have heard that he is now in the military. If someone on here has the info on that, send it to me, please, because I've just seen it on a whack of posts on here. But supposedly, if you join the military, you have to go through this rigorous kind of like process to get admitted. Like you have to have like psych evals and stuff like that. If that was the case, if he was all messed up like this, how can he be in the military? Right? Marines. Thank you. It's the Marines. Thank you, guys. Yeah, everybody's saying she couldn't control him. This is what she did. That's what it looked like, you guys. Okay, I'm going to dig into this. I'm going to find how I can find out the information if, in fact, he is in the military right now. Because apparently, if you're in the military, there is like a really rigorous, entrance stuff that you have to do to get in, including like mental health stuff. Everybody's saying she's ridiculous. Where can I watch? So guys, it's called Vice TV. If you're in Canada, I still have not been able to find out where you can stream this. If you know, send me a message. I've only been able to watch clips of it from YouTube that I can track down, but it's on Vice TV and it's called, I always forget, Dark, guys, what's it called? Dark something in the 2000s. I'm blanking. Dark Side of the 2000s. I knew you guys would know. Thanks, guys. It's called Dark Side of the 2000s. It's on Vice TV. And Colin and Hannah come out and they speak their truth. Like, Colin even accuses his mom of basically abusing him. Like, it's really bad, guys. Yeah, if you have DirecTV, it's on there. I unfortunately do not have DirecTV. If anybody knows how I can watch it, let me know. Someone said that it's also on Hulu, but I don't have Hulu in Canada. I have Hayu. Not sure if it's on there or not, though. It's called Dark Side of the 2000s. They have other things they've covered, but this one is specifically covering Jon and Kate. Who just said cancel the OG Karen user? Yeah, that's what they're saying. Jon actually says this in the interview. He's like, she's the original Karen. Look at her. Like, listen to her. Like, her hair, everything. She's the OG Karen. Yeah, some people are saying YouTube. You can find some of it on YouTube. She was mean and abusive. Yeah. Hi, Teresa. You can watch it on Vice's website. You can't in Canada, though, Carrie Ann. You can watch it on Vice TV's website and their app in the States, but I guess you can't in Canada. It comes up that you can't do it unless I can get like a VPN, but I don't even know how to do that. Somebody on here that's techie, send me messages. If you are interested, hit follow because I will definitely be updating on all of this. Julie wanted to mod me on her next live. Oh, thanks, Beck. I got you, girl. Thanks, Becky. For the show, the dad said he asked the doctor what's his diagnosis and they didn't have one. Panda, thanks for that. Jon responded? Stop it. Someone just said Jon responded to her post. Is it on Instagram? I'm going to look, guys. Or did someone send it to me? She had to. She had a slew of kids. There has to be control in some way. She was the one who wore the pants. Absolutely, Teresa. Yeah. And that's what I kind of said at the beginning. Like, Jon was very fun, laid back, whatever. Kate, however, was extremely strict, rigid, controlling, and they balanced each other out. Like, she needed that with all these kids, but it did go a little above a lot of times. Like, I don't know how she survived without a panic attack on the daily, right? Oh, wait, someone just said, entire series is free on Tubi. Do I have Tubi in Canada, though? Ontario, Canada here, and I got it on my IPTV box Samsung. Kimberly, I don't have that. Oh my God, I'd love to get Jon on here. Guys, tag Jon if he's on TikTok on my post, and we'll see if we can interview him on here, right? Okay, let me see if I can find Jon's Instagram. I think he is on here. Let's see if he responded. Jon. Okay, yeah, he is. Let me see. Okay, it's not in his stories. No, I don't see anything on here, guys, that from Jon. Tubi is a free app. I downloaded it on my TV, phone, and tablet. Dee, are you in Canada? Can we get it in Canada? Tubi is in Canada. I will love you guys forever if that's the case. I love you guys anyway, but I'll extra love you. She responded to a comment on Insta saying, this is one of the many lies he's told. Oh, no. Colin posted. Oh, wait, are you saying Colin responded or Jon? Did I read it wrong? Colin posted on Instagram that he picked Marines over Army and is headed to Paris Island. Okay, hold on. I'll look up. Okay, I've got Jon on here. I just followed Jon on Instagram. Let me look up Colin, guys. Colin Gosselin. Okay, so he did do a post and he says, look at it. It's him and Hannah. That kills me that none of the rest talk to them. Okay, so he says, better late than never. Graduation, check. I wasn't totally sold on the idea of making a graduation post as most students graduate, therefore making it not such a big deal. So I decided to anchor this post more towards gratitude for mentors, friends, and of course, family. I want to first thank my amazing sister, Hannah, for standing by me and supporting me. She's my number one. You guys. I would like to thank my dad, who's taught me so much about running into hard times and moving past them, about resilience. Thank you, Dad, for always supporting my decisions and having my back when I bite off more than I can chew. I'd like to thank Colleen for rooting for me day in and day out. When you think of someone you want by your side, you think of Colleen. And as I've told her many times, she's my motivator for being successful in this world. And last but not least, I would like to thank my Army Junior ROTC instructors, First Sergeant Dolan, Sergeant Gonzalez, and Major New, 3 of the realest, most humble, and genuine leaders I've ever met. Collectively, they have taught me some of the most valuable lessons that I will carry with me for my entire life. No hate towards the Army, but the challenge of the Marine Corps just appealed to me more. Just thought I'd clarify that. Anyways, this chapter of my life has come to a close. Next stop, Paris Island, and soon after I will be studying mechanical and industrial engineering in college. Can't wait. I love that post, you guys. Okay, so he's going to the Marines, you guys. If he was mentally disturbed, like Kate's trying to say, he would not fake Polly. Yes, Tubi is in Canada. Let's find out, guys. I'm going to do it right now on my app. So he is going to the Marines, which means what Kate is saying cannot be true. He cannot have all these like crazy psychiatric diagnoses, or he would not be allowed to go in the Marines, right? Because they do this rigorous screening. He wouldn't have been approved. Exactly, right? Tubi doesn't have it, Samantha just said. Oh, someone just sent me John's response. Okay, I'm skipping out on the Tubi for a sec. You guys check Tubi for me. Everybody's saying it's not there, that they're looking for it. Shoot! Okay, hold on. I'm going to my Instagram to see if we can get the response here. Let's see. Oh, it's not on it. Where did you send me John's? Was it in TikTok or Insta? Let me go to TikTok for a sec. Hold on, guys. Kate Gossenberg, silence. Jon. Oh, John's response is at the bottom. Oh, it's in people. Okay, hold on, guys. I'm going to people. Was this it? Nope, that was the Carlee Russell one we just looked up. Okay, hold on. John's response. Full episode is on YouTube. Dana, the full episode of the show, you mean? Guys, if you have found the full show episode on YouTube, will you send me the link? Because I could not find the full episode. I just kept, here it is. Kate Gosselin breaks her silence following Jon and son Colin's bombshell accusations. Exclusive, it says. As Jon praises son Colin for his courage and talking about their estranged family members, Kate says the 19-year-old remains a very troubled young man. Okay, hold on. Let me see if I can find the statements. Ugh. Following accusations made by Kate, ex-husband Jon Gosselin, and 2 of the pair's sextuplets. One of the ex's eldest child, Maddie. Okay, hold on. Okay, so they've quoted her statement. Jon, meanwhile, claimed in the Vice TV program the doctor said there's no diagnosis yet and that they're going to figure it out. I did see that part. Kate's full statement follows. Okay, where's Jon's? In response, Jon 46, okay, he just told it to people, guys. That's why it's not on his page. In response, Jon 46 tells people, regarding these brand new false accusations, it seems clear that even today, after not seeing her son since the 6th grade, Kate is unable to control her abusive words towards him. At this point, Colin is training to be a Marine in order to serve his country and is unable to respond to his mother's callous lies. Oh, guys. Okay, that's all he said. Let me just double check, make sure there's nothing else. Ugh. Yeah, that was it for Jon's reply. You know what? That's all he needed to say. Like, that's all he needed to say. 7 years. Yeah, guys, since the 6th grade. He was 12 years old when she sent him to that bloody institution. Is this about Colin leaving to a camp when he was on the show? Yeah, we were just talking about that, the fact that he was sent away to an institution, guys. We all know that Kate's the problem. Read his reply again. Okay, hold on. This is Jon's reply, guys. Short and sweet. Just all he needed to do, right? Okay, Jon tells people regarding these brand new false accusations, it seems clear that even today, after not seeing her son since the 6th grade, Kate is unable to control her abusive words towards him. At this point, Colin is training to be a Marine in order to serve his country and is unable to respond to his mother's callous lies. I just found out about Colin and can't believe they tried to blame Jon and make him the bad guy. Yeah, and you know what, guys? I hate to say it, but I think I was guilty of that too. When all this was in the news, I completely was like, oh, Jon's a bad guy. Like, he's dealing drugs, he's cheating, he's this. Anything that was out in the media, we all believed. Now the story's turning, and it does not sound like that's how it went. Is Colin one of the 8? Yeah, Colin and Hannah live with Jon, and they're one of 2 of the sextuplets. Jacob, hi, darling. Thank you. Good for Colin. He was always my fave. Everybody's saying I always hated Kate. I never believed it. I feel like Kate would have the receipts to go to back up her statement. She'll have medical reports. And Tony, if that's the case, I agree. If she's got all, I mean, of course she can't post, I guess, someone's medical reports, but I don't know. Cord, thank you. What did Kate say? How old is Colin now? Colin's 19. Guys, the sextuplets, let this make you feel old, are 19 years old now. Do the other kids see Jon? No. Jon said he has not seen any or talked to any of his other children except for Hannah and Colin, and he has no idea why. He said they've never told him why. They just have absolutely no contact with him. He assumes it's brainwashing from Kate. Thank you for the gifts, you guys, and thank you for tapping. You've got me to 200,000 likes. Yeah. I know, right? Just to dump him like that. Hi, Jacob. What did Maddie say? Guys, you want me to go through it one more time for people that just joined? Google says it's on Sling TV. What's Sling TV, Monique? Okay, everybody's saying yes. Go through it one more time. Okay, don't kill me if you've been on here with me for a bit. I'm going to repeat it, guys. Amazon Prime. Is it on Amazon? I don't think it is. When I looked it up, it wasn't. I'm checking. Hold on, guys. Oh, wait, do you mean that Jon and Kate is on Amazon Prime? Or did you mean that the new documentary is? Are you Kate? Jazz, not funny. I couldn't find it. What's happening? Discovery Plus, someone said. Do I have Discovery Plus? Yes, I do. Wait, is Discovery Plus what Yellowstone's on? If it is, I have it. Check Instagram DMs, please. Okay, hold on. I think I saw it on Discovery Plus. Thanks for your CC. Aw, thanks, Trace. Maddie said Colin threatened them. Yeah, Maddie's post was not nice, eh, guys? Hi, Trace. What's going on? What is the name of the new documentary? So, guys, this is on something called Vice TV. It's called The Dark Side of the 2000s. And this series is about Jon and Kate. And Colin and Hannah both did some interviews on there. And it's not good, guys. It's a sin.